So I've got a few friends with us this week, but one of them is Sam. Now you might know Sam from our adventure in Lesotho in Africa. There's a link to that video in the description. So Sam runs Bike Village Holidays and he's going to guide us all the way down to Nice. But Sam, what have we got coming up for us in the next 5 or 6 days of riding?
It's a pretty simple concept. It's a traverse of the Alps from north to south. There's a northern section from Annecy to Briançon, and then the southern section from Briançon right the way down to Nice. And on the way, we try and hit every rideable summit, every rideable high mountain pass that we can. So we're looking at an altitude range from 3,300 right the way down to sea level. So to put that in UK perspective, that's 2.5 Ben Nevises, Ben Nevi.
Ben Nevis.
I think we'd call that 3 Snowdons stacked on top of each other. So like the high mountain riding, it's hoppy, switchbacky, boulder fields, down into flowing single track through the kind of larch forest, through this kind of prairie landscape we've got behind us. And then, I mean, we're hitting the south of France, which is pretty much the birthplace of enduro racing. So just forget soil, it's just rocks, everywhere rocks. So one thing I wouldn't want to do is bring a hardtail to this kind of terrain.
It's going to be fine. I don't know if you can notice, but it's pretty windy here. It's a bit chilly, and we've got a long pedal and a hiker bike to get to our first summit at just over 2,000, well, just over 3,000 meters. 3,200, and we've got crampons with us if we need them. Crampons, a water filter, and a group shelter, so we're going to be good. So that's everyone rolling out. Day one, that peak up there. That's where we're heading. What's going on, everyone?
We need to explain the situation. So we're just going to wait in here nice and warm until we see some blue skies, until we see some sunlight shining through.
We're not going to see many blue skies through this.
You'll feel
a brighter orange.
A brighter orange.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Knees out, knees out, knees out! Go, 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 go! Oh, come back and huck it for me.
So that's a wrap on day one. Now, we didn't quite make it to the peak. The weather was terrible up at the col. We were about 2,900 meters. We ended up in our emergency shelter for a little bit to stay warm. We did hike up a little bit, got to about just over 3,000 meters, but sensible decision from Sam to come back down. And then tomorrow, got an uplift to a col, then a climb, then a descent, and then a big climb, and then a massive descent. We're going to be out super early, because if we're still on that second climb when the weather hits, it's going to be really unpleasant. Right, so it's day 2.
Yeah.
It's cold. What are we doing?
Key facts. We got up at 6 o'clock in the dark to get up here to the Col Agnel at 2,750 odd meters. We've got a weather front coming in this afternoon. It is -1 up here at the moment, but absolutely stunningly beautiful. So we're looking forward to a great day's ride.
Yeah, let's have a look. How's it going? Good. Slow. So I made it to the top of the climb. It's about an hour of hiker bike. It's pretty hard work, but we did make it, and the views at the top are incredible. We now have 12-kilometer descent down to a hut, and we're going to stop for some lunch in a little bit as well. Oh, come on, Max! Come on, Max! Oh, yes! It's pretty tight at the top, so I think this could be a pretty wild 12k. Try and keep it nice and clean. Tight corners. Oh wow, what a view! This is like classic Alpine. This is beautiful. It's so good. Bits of erosion. The morning of day 3. Now yesterday we had a huge descent, about 12-13 kilometers. We just about beat the weather. We dropped into this amazing valley. It's pretty cool here, and stayed in this absolutely wicked jeet. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure what we've got coming up today. A couple of climbs, a couple of uplifts, and a descent into a town called Barcelona. But yeah, I reckon it's going to be good, and hopefully the skies stay blue and it's going to be warm. We'll see. So we've come out of the valley. We're on the Col de Var, and yeah, we're going to head down to Barcelona via a few different trails.
Via quite a few different trails. Yeah. We'll be looking at maybe like 3.5 hours of descending, I think.
3.5 hour descent's pretty good value, isn't it?
It'll be alright.
And we finish off alongside a cliff of some sort, don't we?
Just a little cliff.
It'll be fun.
We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah. So I thought I might have a little look at Sam's bike. Sam's been guiding for 20 odd years in the Alps, so this is what he's guiding on this year. What is it, Sam?
It's a Starling Murmur, so a nice little nod to British custom builders too, which is good fun. It's very much a guide's bike, single pivot, so there's not much to go wrong. Coil shock, so there's not too much to go wrong. Cheap transmission, so that when it does go wrong, you can replace it quite easily. So SLX, that's even above what I'd normally ride. Dior by preference. Pretty strong wheels. It's about a 2.1 kilo pair of wheels with a 1600 gram back tyre on. That's maybe overkill.
And then up front, what are they? Lyrics?
Lyric Ultimates, yep. So I say classic guide bike, spend on the shocks, spend on the brakes, and save money on the transmission. So it's not the lightest bike in the world, but it is an awful lot of fun, and it'll keep on working.
Happy days.
So Tom just given himself a bit of a scare. He had quite a big off on quite an exposed trail, going quite fast, I think it's fair to say. So we're just going to have a couple of words from the man himself.
Hurt quite a lot. There's a fast boy here called Dan, and I was trying to keep up, which meant I was looking at his back wheel, not at the tree at head height overhanging the trail. Took quite a thump going quite fast. It really hurts. Like,
how are you feeling for this afternoon's section of the adventure?
I think maybe a set after lunch. Like
okay.
It proper hurt.
We'll get down.
We'll see.
Cool. Back on the horse. Let's go.
Back on the horse. So we've definitely just crossed into like the Alps Provençal or the Maritime Alps. Totally different rocks, totally different plants, and the trails are a bit tighter as well. We keep going around corners, can't see what's coming. So we're getting a little bit easier because I don't want to fall off again. Hello, cow. So it's day 4. My head is actually feeling a bit better. I felt a bit ropey last night, quite sick. so I left dinner a little bit earlier than maybe I would have done. But yeah, this morning everything seems to be a little bit better, and yeah, it should be a good day, but we'll find out from Sam shortly what we're going to be doing. Well, the sun's out, we're high up yet again. Where are we, Sam, and exactly what are we doing?
We are at the Col d'Alos, right at the head of the Verdon Gorge, and we're aiming down towards Valberg via a couple of absolutely amazing days riding that we've compressed into one day today. It could be it's a 2 uplift day, possibly a 3 uplift day if I get round in time.
Wicked, yeah.
And that's it.
Cool, we'll point south, I reckon, and put sunglasses on because it's really sunny again.
Poor us.
Got our first major mechanical. What's happened?
My hub has exploded.
Does that mean it's spinning without engaging?
Oh, look at that, it's engaging.
Oh, it's engaged now.
But no.
Oh no. Oh dear. That is kind of mullered, mate, isn't it? It's a beautiful place to push your bike. Oh, that's not the line down there. Oh my days. What a track. Right, I've got a puncture. I've got a puncture. Oh dear me. I have a puncture. Bit of success, good little plug. How much further of this rock is there now, Sam?
We're nearly a third of the way through this middle section, which is about a quarter of the trail as a whole, so you've only got like 200 times more.
Oh my god! So that was the end of day 4. We just finished on this massive 4 or 5 mile long, it was like 8k, super fast, super rocky, like crazy rocky descent. I got a puncture in the middle, which I think, given the hardtail, I'll give it some slack because it was so rocky down there. So yeah, that was a wicked finish to the day. So we're gonna go drive down, find a hotel, have a beer, and then yeah, look forward to day 5, which is tomorrow. Went down the wrong way. We just dropped into day 5. Day 5's all about this classic southern French grey earth.
This is really loose, crumbly shale, basically, and it's been eroded over time to kind of leave a whole network of gullies and ridges. This is like the slick rock of the southern French enduro scene, basically, and it just creates a big playground for bikes.
Once we finish this, we're going to head further south and get into like real like Provençal, like tiny towns on the side of cliffs.
Yeah, ville perchée is what they call them around here, so the perched towns. And it's gorgeous. We'll see it with happily banging trails right into town as well.
Yeah, nice.
This is what we come here for, this is what we pay the money for.
A little bit of adventure.
A little bit of adventure. They call me Thomas Adventure Stone. They don't. They don't. They don't.
So I've been having a bit of a navigational adventure and I've come across a little rockfall. I'm not sure, I don't think this is rideable. So I think very sensibly, Lynn's is carrying her bike across, as am I. So I just finished day 5 and I was an absolute monster. Like crazy grey earth in the morning, like a huge traverse that was quite techie, very exposed, and then this absolutely mad descent, super rocky, cobble tight, loose, incredible descent right down to the valley floor. And this bike, like, I am in love with this bike. I know it's only a hardtail, but it just handled everything today. Like, it was an absolute joy to ride. Like, I finished about 5 minutes ago and I'm still absolutely buzzing. Sam's just going to pop along, got a few beers, chill out, head to a hotel, and then tomorrow is our final day, all the way down to the Mediterranean.
Okay, we're here this morning with our replacement guide for the day, Steely Dan and Steely Tom.
What are we doing today, Sam?
We are riding to the seaside.
Riding to the sea, the ultimate goal of the week.
That's it. We've got a big long ridge line linking up lots of little summits to start the day off, and then just an incredible descent down to the valley floor before we hit another little uplift to our final call for the day. That's going to take us on a banging fast, kind of flowy, loose, gravelly trail right the way down to the Mediterranean.
Wicked. Right, we'll see you at the sea.
See you there.
So we're going to traverse around the back of all those for a bit. Up and down, up and down. I think the winning time in an Enduro is about 40 minutes, so it's probably going to be about 2 hours. Mate boy having a little drink, isn't he? So just on the main descent of day 6 down to the valley at the bottom. It's the really long enduro stage. Unfortunately, one of our guys, Mugs, took a bit of a stack on the corner, fortunately quite near the top of the track. Looks like he's hurt himself a little bit, so we're just waiting for an ambulance. He seems alright, but maybe change of plans for the day. Well, we made it out to the Med. Not quite in the way we were sort of hoping, I guess, for obvious reasons, but Mugs is all good. He's got a cracked rib and a broken finger. But yeah, that's the end of the week, really, and it was amazing. We had a bit of everything from like huge pedals, pretty savage hiker bikes, into the most incredible descents, super high, super fast, and some like ridiculous tech. It's been an absolutely wicked week. The bike went well, had no issues, didn't have to charge anything, just had that one puncture, but really the bike really excelled, and I was very happy with that. Sam's trip was just awesome. It's a really great way to sort of see a huge range of different bits of mountain, from, you know, kind of classic Alpine stuff all the way down to this Mediterranean. And of course, a little finish by the sea. Now, we didn't ride down to the sea, but last night we took a little dip and it was absolutely beautiful. So thanks for watching, and if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so that you get notified every time we upload a new video.